and welcome back to SA Talk today. I am super duper uber excited. I am very honored to actually be having my beautiful business partner Lisa VSF Romero with me in-house, and we are going to be interviewing a spectacular person who actually helps people start their own nonprofits. And Lisa and I are coming together to create a new nonprofit. So we're going to be talking with Mr. Gerald Newton. Everybody calls him Newt, so we'll be calling him Newt today. And thank you so much for coming on. Yay!
It's good to be here.
So tell me, how did you get into this whole business of nonprofit and helping people help other people?
Well, years ago, my wife and I we had a nonprofit ourselves, and our nonprofit was to help people with less than perfect credit, and that was in Michigan. We subsequently moved out here, and we helped a church get their nonprofit, and from that we saw that we could actually, help people get nonprofits plus start businesses here in town and be effective in the community. So we created a business with it.
I love that because we've been talking about doing a nonprofit for many years. But I remember back in LA when I was in my original 20s, I went on Craigslist and I was like, oh, I found this lady who said, oh, I can help you set up your nonprofit. And I was like, oh, I want to call you. I want to do a family fitness nonprofit. And so she's like, yeah, sure. Meet me at this diner and we can discuss what your ideas are. And I'm like, okay. So I sit there and I'm all excited. And I'm like, I want to do family fitness and I want to help people. She's like, great. Well, you can just write me a check for $300 and we'll just get the ball rolling. And then I'll let you know when I need paperwork. And I was like, okay. Wrote the check and then I never saw her again.
Right.
So moral of the story is don't be giving away your money to people you meet at a diner.
Right.
But that's why it's so incredibly exciting to have you on board now with us, because obviously you're legit, obviously you're awesome. And we found you through Yusuf, actually. So big shout out to Yusuf if you're watching. Hi, Yusuf. But yeah, definitely. I know you did a presentation for his group. Tell me about that.
Well, we work with Yusuf Chowdhury with San Antonio Online Marketing Group a lot. Yusuf's a really good guy. We've done several of the seminars with them, and the one that you're talking about is the topic was how a for-profit business benefits by starting their own nonprofit foundation. And what we found was that given the climate of the country right now, people want to give. People want to see something good come of things. And when people see a business have a nonprofit foundation, then what they do is they want to give to that business. So when a business gives to the community, the theory is the community gives back to that business. So we did some research on that, and we found that the positive footprint that a business leaves on the community benefits the business in profits. And of course, as a business, the business does get the tax benefit for creating that nonprofit as well, because according to the IRS, a business can contribute up to 25% of its profit to a nonprofit, or donate for nonprofit or charitable activities, and get that money back in deduction status.
And how about a personal person?
People can do that as well. Of course, you'll have to get with your own accountant, but there's a big advantage when you donate, to charitable organizations.
Now, Lisa used to work with a big charitable organization back when you had your 5,000 square foot studio on Vegas Boulevard.
Right.
Who was that? What was that about?
It was a national nonprofit, and they were also just collecting money from different for-profits. And if you were going to run fundraisers, you can send the money to them, and then you get to they send you back 80%, I believe it was, and they keep 20% for the organization, so I can write off those 20%. And but then same thing, they just sort of disappeared one day.
Exactly. It is so hard
Yeah.
to find
Yeah,
good people
it is.
like
It is.
yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why we're
Right.
super duper excited.
Right.
Yeah.
So definitely, how can people find you? Because I've had people call me in the past before because they've always heard me talking about doing a nonprofit of one sort or the other.
Right.
And, I've been kind of reluctant to give it. I tell them, well, this is who I met and this is what they're doing, but I'm not really sure. So good luck.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is all I know. So, but now that we found your reputable organization, how do they find you?
Well, they can go to our website at trimergefinancialgroup.com, or they can find us on Facebook, or they can call us, and they can call us at 210-291-9907.
9907. Well, that's the thing is I was stalking you on Facebook before.
Yep.
So thank God for Facebook. Because there are a lot of people. And I actually, the first nonprofit, well, besides that family fitness one, I wanted to do the Jacqi Jet Travel Education Network.
Yep.
And I wanted to be able to get a big pink jet and take all these underprivileged kids and take them to like LA and New York and Miami. Because I find that kids usually that grow up in the same four streets, they start to get in trouble because they think the whole world is all about those people in those four streets.
Right.
And when they get up and out and they get to see, wow, there is really a big world out there. There's a lot more people in the world. So if somebody doesn't like me in my neighborhood, it's really okay. That's what I always felt like. I felt like there was a lot of negative behavior going on trying to fit in. So, but then, they told me, I don't know if you're going to be able to raise funds for a big pink jet, Jacqi. So I kind of abandoned that idea. I was like, okay, we'll try something else.
Right.
So then our beautiful Lisa here, she just became a glam mom. So Smash, the School of Modern Art, Salsa Hip Hop, they already do Saturday morning. So no penny, no problem, no excuses. Every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m., they already offer the beginner free family Zumba. So you can come in and do Zumba. And if you do have a penny to donate or more, then what she does is she keeps that money and then she provides scholarships for the kids in the community who can't afford the dance lessons or can't afford their outfits for their recitals and so forth. So she's already started that. And then I do my beginner Pilates yoga on Sunday morning, 11 a.m. So even if you're sleeping in late from a Saturday night party, you can still make it by 11 a.m. And that is my beginner meditational Pilates yoga, which I super love. And so we're already doing something like that, but now we'll be able to expand that. So how are you going to be able to help us do that?
Well, it's good that both of you have projects that are benefiting the community, and that's what we look for when we decide to come aboard with a nonprofit. We don't work with just everybody. We want to be selective in who we work with because we want to find organizations that are going to benefit the community. So we were honored when we found you guys, and when we all found each other. We were very honored to help you guys. So with you guys, with each side coming together, we'll be able to have the school, what we're going to call New
It's going to be
Smash.
the new because I
New
still
Smash.
can't spell anything right. My dad looked at my business name when he first saw it on the business card. He's like, can't spell your name right, can't spell new right. He's like, why did you go to school? And I was like, because it's cute and it's fun.
Yep.
What else was I going to do? So we're doing the New Smash project. And the New Smash project is going to be super duper, uber awesome and wonderful for the community because we really do believe that the more we give into our community, the more opportunities we give. And it's not going to be just for children, but of course, children are always our focus. Because Lisa is awesome with her children's program. And you already offered children's classes. The first class is always free, right?
Right, yeah. All Saturday mornings, we have our creative dance for 3 to 5-year-olds. We have ballet tap for 6 to 12-year-olds. And we also have our hip hop for 6 to 12-year-olds. On Saturdays, first class is always free. We actually also send Zumba instructors, another community thing that we do, where we help moms that are going through drug and alcohol rehabilitation. And to help them while they're detoxing, we send Zumba instructors to go out there and give them a nice little fitness workout. And so that's another way we've been helping out the community with all the funds that have been coming in from the Saturday morning, classes that we do. Also, the kids, we always prepare the kids are taking our classes for holiday showcases, which is our next one coming up, or spring showcase, and we just do a little showcase to show the parents what they've been working on. And when they perform, everybody donates, $5 per chair to watch the kids, and we actually give that also back to the funds, to help to send the instructor out and to offer the scholarships for the kids.
Yay!
Yeah, but we'll be able to do a lot more with the new Smash project now.
Yes.
Right.
We'll be able to expand that, like you said, and do a lot more.
Yes, we already have the Smash in the front portion of the studio, and then we have Starville. So we're going to create that, and we're also going to be offering video services too, because it's actually really good. Because we're actually going to be doing job training now, and so Lisa already instructs instructors how to be better instructors and how to eventually get certified in various things. So tell them the different, like Zumba and BSF. I know you help everybody.
Well, when you become an instructor in fitness, dance, or anything, you shouldn't just look at yourself as an instructor, but you can actually look at yourself as an entrepreneur. And what I do is I teach you how to, you don't have to have your own studio to run your own little business. You can actually negotiate and go meet other studio owners, which is how I met Jacqi, and rent space from them, because every studio owner out there needs all the help they can get anyways. Right. And you just complement the programs they're already running and add some more programs by renting space from them, and now you help each other out, and now you're working together. So I help you, teach you how to do that, how to negotiate, how to become an entrepreneur, and not just an instructor, but an entrepreneur.
And that's exactly how when we came together from Facebook as well. Facebook again. I was running my first little Zumba studio and doing my little training. And she's like, hey, I do these ladies' night out appreciation events, for your clients. And I was like, wow, yeah, I super love my ladies. And she's like, yeah, I bring the chairs, little boas. And when she said boas, I was sold. I was like, oh, I need a boa. Can mine be pink? She's like, sure, I bring pink. I bring all colors. So that was really awesome. And then, once I saw the program, I was just like, I love this. Yeah. And it was really great. I actually tried to get certified, but yeah, I had to write all her choreography notes on the mirror. And that's not the way you're supposed to teach, actually. Right. But, then we came together when we expanded. And so we've been blessed again and to expand into the audio video now, because, my husband is recording studio stuff. So there are going to be programs now that'll be available for dancing, singing, creative arts. You were even talking about doing a theater program once we can get some more funding and to be able to tell us about that.
Musical theater, I like to create triple threats, where you know how to sing, dance, and act. When I, raising my daughter, that's what I got her involved in, a lot of singing, dancing, and acting. And so that way you get to see either the child will dominate one style more than another, or they'll be a triple threat and be good at all three. So I think I'm teaching them a little bit of everything to see what they like, from singing, dancing, acting, or production. Some people don't want to be on stage, they want to be behind the scenes. And that's where the video production will come in if you want to be behind the scenes.
That's right. We'll be able to offer scholarships and programs, either low cost or no cost, to be able to teach people how to host their own show, be their own from in front or behind. So now that we've found you and we just started, and people out there who are watching who may want to start a nonprofit, what would you recommend to them and us as we start to put together our goal and our mission statement? Do we need to have both? Do we need to have one particular? Tell us about that.
I always recommend to our clients to get your mission together first. Always have a mission statement.
Empower the world.
Empower, and that that tells the world what you're doing, and all the paperwork for your document preparation, it all evolves around the mission statement as well. A lot of people don't realize that the mission statement, part of the purpose statement in your articles of incorporation is the mission statement. Part of your purpose clause in your bylaws is the mission statement. So we always recommend to get the mission statement done first and foremost. And that way you have a focus of what your goals and what you're trying to achieve, will be. And then we move forward with all the other documents.
So that kind of sounds kind of scary to me, because I like pink and I get confused right away or distracted. I should say I get distracted. Bylaws. What is all about bylaws? What should people know about putting together their bylaws?
Well, within every corporation, you have to have a set of corporate bylaws, even if it's a nonprofit. Actually, most especially if it's a nonprofit, the bylaws are the rules and regulations of how the company is going to operate and act within the community. And it tells the public these are the rules and regulations of how we intend to act within the realm of the public, because being a nonprofit, remember, you are a publicly supported organization. Being a charitable organization, you behold to the public, so they have a right to see your activities on paper. So they have a right to see your articles of incorporation. They have a right to see your bylaws. They have a right to see your mission statement. They have a right to see your conflict of interest policy. So, and of course, they have a right to see your budget. So, with that being said, your bylaws are the foundation, the structure of your company, of your nonprofit.
Now, how does that differ from our articles of incorporation?
Articles of incorporation are the foundation. That's what you use to structure your company, to organize the company. That's a legal document that tells the city, the county, the state, and of course the federales that we are now a corporation. And so it's actually your articles to form a company.
Awesome. Well, that's the thing, is that's what's so great about working with Newt, is that he will actually sit there and work with you and mentor you. And also you provide the samples, right?
Yes.
So he can definitely guide you. If you've ever been interested in opening up your own nonprofit, like we are about to do, definitely you want to get with Newt. Newt, what was your number again? 210?
210-290-291-9907.
291.
291.
291-9907.
Yes.
So that's the thing, is ours is going to be about community, fine arts, dancing, singing, audio, visual, job training. And so if you want to put one together, it's not just going to be to support you. It has to be for the good of the community. And then that's the other exciting thing, because anybody can pretty much open a nonprofit.
Yes.
But then there's that second step, which is the most desirable step, about attaining the 501c3 tax exempt status. So tell us about that process.
Well, that's the federal part of the deal. That's when you become recognized by the IRS that you are a public charitable or community charitable organization. And that process, of course, over the years, we've gotten that process down to a science. So we make it painless, for our clients. And we walk through it through the entire process with our clients. We just don't leave you hanging. Everything that if you tell us your dream, and we'll put it together for you with our document preparation. So the 501c3 requires an application, which is known as the Form 1023. And it also requires a list of narratives behind that. So the IRS will say, what is your name? Tell us why, and then you actually have to tell them why. You can't.
Because I can't spell.
Anything.
That's why I have to say,
exactly.
I can't spell New correctly.
Exactly.
I have a master's. I've been to school. I still can't spell. Okay, so I have to tell them that. But maybe not in those words?
Not, but close.
Okay. And then SMASH. We know that stands for the School of Modern Art, Salsa Hip Hop.
Yep.
And then project, because we're all a project process. We're all evolving all the time, always evolving. So those forms sound pretty scary. So if you don't think you can navigate yourself, make sure you call Newt, 210-291-9907.
Yes.
And so, so then the form goes in.
Yes.
We finally get all that. So then we send it off.
Right.
And then,
well, we package everything. Now, remember, everything from the beginning, from your EIN number, all the way through, all the paperwork that we've accumulated over time. The articles of incorporation, the bylaws, all of your, all of that, your county and your state registrations. We package all of that along with your Form 1023 and the narratives, and we send them off to the IRS. Okay. Now, years ago, the IRS, it would take almost a year to get, your 501c3 recognition. And of course, as the years have gone by, and I choose to think too, because of our expertise of what we do, but I noticed that the IRS has actually shortened the process now.
Exciting.
So most of the time, we tell our clients and we tell the public that you'll be able to get your 501c3 within 3 to 6 months.
Awesome.
And right now we're tracking. I actually had another one of our clients. We sent their paperwork in. 3 weeks later, they received their recognition.
Oh,
so it's
that's exciting.
That's just a complete blessing.
Because we can take donations now that we've just established ourselves as a nonprofit.
Right.
But until we get that 501c3, we can't give the receipt,
receipt.
back so that they can use it with their accountant
Exactly.
to take it off theirs. Now, it usually doesn't work dollar for dollar. So if you
Right.
donate $10, you're probably not going to get $10 off.
Right.
It's going to be a percentage just based on your own personal taxes, your tax situation.
Mhm.
But once we do get that, or if you're thinking about getting your own nonprofit and you decide to go that extra step of extra paperwork, it's definitely worth it, because then whoever donates to your personal cause, your favorite cause, then you'll be able to give those donors their tax benefit, which is very exciting, because then we can write grants. So you write grants, which is another amazing thing about you, because there's a lot of amazing things about Newt. But tell us about your grant writing experience.
Well, that's another division. Trimerge Financial Group is a multi-phased document preparation company, and amongst the things that we do, besides 501c3 document preparation, is grant writing, and of course grant search, and grant proposal preparation. So we will search for the grant for you that matches well with your organization. We will write the proposal for you. We will submit the proposal for you, and then we will monitor that proposal, with the grantor, and of course we will be your intermediary, just in case
for
any questions come up.
correspondence purposes. Awesome. So like ours is focused on children and adults. We want to provide dancing, singing, job training. So those are things that are have good chances of getting grants?
Yes.
Okay, good.
There's a lot of grant money out there.
Other people who might have other ideas for their nonprofit, what are other good ideas that that grants usually benefit? There's
so many dollars of grant money out there. I know when we did our last presentation, the one that you guys found us about, we found that last year there was over $285 billion.
Billion with a B. That's exciting.
Exactly.
Wow.
Given in grants, donations, and charitable giving, and that's from corporations, government, as well as individuals. People just like our $5 and $10 too, But $285 billion given to charitable organizations last year. So there's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of private foundation grants that are available. A lot of these bigger companies like General Motors, they have their private foundations, which their sole purpose is to give money to smaller foundations.
Wow.
Walmart has a really good foundation. HEB, we've got corporations out there that will give. Okay, the private foundations. And then there's the government money. A lot of people say, well, the government's drying up. There's a lot of money out there. Like, for instance, for you guys, the Department of Health and Human Services would probably be a good match for you guys. And they have a lot of grant money out there. The Department of Interior would be a good match for you guys. So even though, we tell people when you go for a government grant, it's a little bit more strict, but there's a lot of money out there. And then, of course, there's fundraising just from the common people, because people like to give, So, if anyone out there, if they're looking for, a route to go with their nonprofit to get it funded, believe me, there's a lot of money out there to help their project, and their foundation continue to move forward towards their goal.
So what's the difference between a nonprofit and a foundation?
There's really no difference. It's just another word. Now, a foundation is another name for the organization.
Okay.
And then, of course, most foundations are nonprofits.
Okay.
And then now there's the distinction between nonprofit and 501c3, because you can be a nonprofit in the state of Texas. You can be what's known as a domestic nonprofit. Without a 501c3.
Oh.
But a lot of organizations only want to contribute to 501c3 operations.
Because they want to get those tax dollars
They want to get them.
working for them. which helps everybody.
Exactly.
The more they save, the more they can invest.
Yes.
Versus if everything's depleted, no more money.
Right.
No more fun.
No more fun. No funds, no fun.
Exactly. Amen to that. So we, as the new Smash Project, can definitely accept your donations. We just can't give you that receipt yet. But we're definitely working on it with Newt. So we're working with the pros. We're working with the pros. Yep. And I love that. So then afterwards, then we can start to set up golf tournaments.
Yes. Pageants.
So get your sticks out. We can do pageants.
Yes.
And you know what's really fun is the crown I won last year, I worked with the United America pageant system, and they don't have a bathing suit portion. What they substituted for was the fashion part, which is really nice because, you know, you have your Miss America and your Miss USA, the ones that come out on TV, and there's a bathing suit portion. It's really great, especially, you know, for the younger ones because you can age out of those pageants. But this pageant, you can't age out of, which is really exciting. And I just love that they didn't have the swimsuit portion because the very first time I ever did my first pageant, I'll never forget, I was standing behind stage in 5-inch heels and a bathing suit going, who told me this was a good idea? Like, how is this? Wait a minute. I got to do it again. And so I was so scared. So we definitely would love to do pageants as well. And, you know, a lot of it is about personal development in pageants. Everybody hears pageants and they're like, oh, waste of money, vain. And it's like, no, it gives you experience on stage. It gives you a platform to talk about your favorite cause or your business, which is how I used it in my world. And it actually worked. After I did City, State, National, I got a little trophy for my picture, but my business went from 1 to 5 locations in less than 6 months.
Yeah. It's about empowerment.
It really is. It really is. So we can do pageants. So get ready, get your ball gowns out. And then what else can we do? We can do all kinds.
You can do all kinds of things. Like you can do fashion shows. You know, that's something that my wife and we were heavily involved in when we were in Michigan.
Really?
She worked for the March of Dimes, and she coordinated their yearly gala. And you know, of course, in Michigan, you had a lot of the big people. You had like the mayor that would go there to the pageant and or to the gala, and you know, you'd have people from United Auto Workers, and what they would do is they would bid on products and that were there, you know, from vendors. They would also bid on the outfits that the people are wearing, you know. So, you know, and it was a big fundraiser. So there's all kinds of fundraisers that you can do, you know, as a 501c3 organization.
What we were doing though is on our own little, you know, we were benefiting the Seton Home. Remember, we were doing the parties, and what we would do is we would do a painting and a Vegas Little fitness party. So the ladies would come in, have a little sangria, we'd paint. Of course, my beautiful Diana, she instructed us on how to paint a sunflower, and mine looked like a solar flare. But it was okay. And I made it all pink, of course. And then when the paint would dry, then Lisa donated her time to come up here, and then she would do the instruction, or Diana was certified too at the time, so she would teach the girls. And then when we were done, the paint had dried, and we had collected clothes and donations to be able to take to the Seton Home, and that was really rewarding. It was really great working with that organization, and so that was how we, you know, as a for-profit, would try to benefit. But now with meeting Newt, we're going to be able to take it even a step further from that. So what are some of the interesting nonprofits that you've ever been approached about doing?
We've done a lot. There's been a few that we've not done that we were approached that were pretty interesting.
Yeah, like what?
I've had a lady. Matter of fact, it was a lady in Austin, and she wanted to create a nonprofit out of and it'd be a nonprofit bar.
Oh, wow.
And so I asked her, I said, well, how is this going to benefit the community? And so she says, well, it's going to be a place for people to come and relax. I said, well, but besides
free drinks.
Everybody looks better after a few free drinks. Everybody sounds.
I've seen that, you know, and we've had all kinds of stuff, but generally, you know, most organizations, when people come to us, they're really passionate about what they're doing, you know. So, I mean, but we've had some crazy ones, you know. I've had some organizations that were racially biased organizations approach us, and basically they told us, well, we heard that you're the best in the business, and so we want you to to help us. And so, okay, great. Tell me what your mission is. And it's like, and my mouth would just drop. You know? Are you sure I'm the person that you want to? Hey, man, we heard you're the best. So, and it's like, well, we don't want to take that project on. We can't do that.
No.
You know.
But you take a lot of good projects on.
We take a lot of great projects.
And so you do a lot of churches.
Do a lot of churches. We help churches all around the country. We help, any community oriented project, around the country. We have a project right now in Louisiana where we're helping a project it's going to benefit children that have developmental issues. And so they're going to provide them with the educational and social tools to be able to cope amongst their other peers.
See, I may need to take friends to that one.
There's
some peers I need to learn how to communicate
That's a good project. We have a project here that we just helped complete, and of course, we stay alongside the projects after we help you, get your 501c3, because we want to make sure that you're with your compliance.
Oh, tell us about compliance. Once we attain
that's a big issue.
Big 501c3. Tell me about that.
You have to stay compliant within the confines of the state, county, and federal. So what we do is as a complimentary service to all of our clients. And right now, with 501c3, I think you guys are number 98 or 99. I have to go back and count. So we're getting up there, but we stay alongside you and become your compliance officer until you tell us that you've either trained a compliance officer, or you tell us that our services are no longer needed. But we stick with you. And we get calls from our clients from 5 years ago. Hey, Newt,
wow.
I got a question for you. And we're always happy to help because we want to be part of the greater good, rather than, they say you can be part of the problem or part of the solution.
Right.
So we choose to be part of the solution. So we'll help you.
Awesome.
And we'll continue to serve in that capacity. And that way, because we get updates from the IRS. So we pass those updates along to you.
Awesome. So you can serve us in any of the 50 states.
Yes.
Or any provinces.
Any provinces.
So that means the Jacqi Jet Travel Education Network could still be a sub-project of the New Smash Project, and we can still get you out of the hood and get you somewhere fun to where you can breathe. It's really nice to breathe. It really is nice to breathe. And then when I love about landing in a big place, especially at night, you just see all the lights, and you're like, wow, that light bulb probably has 2 or 3 people around it. Like, that's how many people are in the world. And so, yay, it's exciting. So don't forget to stay tuned with us about the New Smash Project for sure, because Newt will be holding our hand. And we're really excited to work with him. And if you're thinking about getting a nonprofit as well, that's something that's going to benefit the community, okay? Not just a bar.
Right. No bar.
It's just going to help you look better after a few drinks. That's not benefiting the community, really.
Yes.
And so, yeah, definitely. We want to have you and your wife out for sure. And then when we start having galas,
there you go.
That sounds fun. So if you're interested in donating to our project, you can. We just started. Have we started our Facebook page yet?
Not the Facebook, no, not yet.
Okay, so stay tuned with Lisa VSF Romero or me, Jacqi Hill. And if you need to get a hold of Newt, you can find him. And what is your Facebook page?
It's Trimerge Financial Group.
Trimerge, TRI-.
TRI, hyphen.
And then merge.
Merge.
And then that's one way. And then you have your personal page. I think that's where I was stalking you at.
Yeah, yep.
And that's Gerald
Newton.
And then Newton, no quote unquote, with Newt. Okay, good.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And as always, I'm super duper excited to have Lisa with me. She's back. So thank you so much for logging on. If you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button on our Silver Fox Multimedia Studio channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and please, we always welcome any comments. Until our next show, thanks so much. Bye.